So we will be starting with Linux. So let's cover what are we going to cover. So we are dealing with Linux with advanced shell scripting. So this is the whole idea. We'll be learning Linux and shell scripting. So let's deep dive into how our approach would be. So I have decided to divide it into two modules, Module 1 and Module 2. Module 1 will contain Linux from basic to advanced. So, and after that, we will jump to Module 2. Module 2, that is shell scripting. So basically, in order to learn shell scripting, you need to have a very good command on Linux. So that's what we are going to. We are going to understand Linux in a great depth, and then we will move to shell scripting. So now let's move to the part of syllabus that we are going to cover. Okay. So first module deals with Linux from basic to advanced. So in the first chapter, we will deal with all the introduction part. I mean, we will be dealing with very scratch. So even if you don't have any prior knowledge, it's completely fine. So we will be starting with like what is OS. From that level, we are going to start. After that, we are going to move towards second part, which is architecture of Linux. Who created Linux? What is the architecture, kernel, and what's the system? How is it different from Windows? Why is it so popular? Those are things we have. After that, we'll move to the third module, third chapter, which is file system. And in the file system part, we'll cover basically why Linux files are in the way which they are actually. Like what is bin, what is slash opt, why so many different folders are there, what's the use case that we are going to deal. After that, we will deal with the fourth chapter, which is basic command. Basic commands, you can say like creating directories, copying things, moving folders from one place to another, copying a folder from one place, removing a file, removing directory, creating new, those all. After that, we will move to the file management part, where we'll deal with various parts, how you can create file like VI, VIM, nano, cat, and what's the difference between them. After that, we'll move to the links concept. So this is a very important part. What is hard link? What is soft link? These all things we are going to deal with. After that, we will move to the archiving concepts. Archiving is nothing but backups. So how Linux provide backup concept that we are going to learn. Then this is a very important thing, performance and monitoring. This also we are going to cover in a great depth. After that, filtering commands. We are going to learn grep and those are commands. Then we'll learn automation jobs. So this is like will be a list of all these things which we have learned. And what's the purpose of automation jobs? Like as the name suggests, just automating our task that we are going to cover. Then we'll move to very important things like if you want to come to software engineering domain, you need to have this networking knowledge. If you want to deep dive into Linux and understand Linux in a good way, then you need to have networking concepts. Your networking should be strong. That we are also going to read here. And then we'll move to shell script basics. We'll cover the shell script basics here with the help of these things. And then after covering this, we'll move to the second module. So this is the first module which we are done with. Then we'll move to the second module. So this is our second module. It says shell scripting from basic to advanced. Now, why I have structured it in such a way? Because without learning these all things, it's quite impossible to be good at shell scripting. So in order to be good, or you can say in order to master self scripting, you need to have these all concepts. So in shell scripting also, these all things we are going to play with, how we are going to create shell script, the variables concept, conditional concept, loops concept. So like any programming language, here also there are conditionals. And even if you don't know any programming language, it's completely fine because we are going to learn here. Then we are going to deal with some real-time projects. What are those real-time projects? So these are the projects like user and account creation or user add and user. creating that account, password generation. It's an important concept and you must know this. Then comes about parsing CLI. So what is CLI? How we can parse it? That all things we are gonna deal here. And then finally we'll do with network scripting. So it will be more of a project-based learning. And then you must think that why are we learning Linux? What's the use case? So yes, if you are, first of all, please understand that Linux is used in production environments. 95% of the places where your applications are running, you are making application. Where is it running? It's running on a server. And that server is made on what? It's made on Linux only. Okay. So it's very, very important to learn Linux. Okay. You cannot ignore it. And it will be there. And why is they are deployed on Linux only? So simply you can say the main reason is, let me write, the main reason security. Linux is very, very secure. You cannot attack Linux servers just like Windows. Spam and ransom attacks. Those are not possible in Linux. It's very, very, very secure. That we are going to understand why it's so secure. And another major reason is open source. Linux is open source, it's free. So that's why majority of the company servers are created on Linux only. Also, if you are a developer, a tester, cloud engineer, DevOps, multi-cloud engineer, site reliability engineer, or even if you want to enter to the IT field, IT field, then Linux will be very, very helpful. Okay. So this knowledge is never going to go in vain. Believe me, whatever technology come in future, the Linux which you will learn, this is going to help you only. Okay. It is just going to boost your career. So many people ignore this part. They don't learn Linux. They think, no, Linux is outdated and why will we learn Linux? We have nothing to do with servers. But no, if you have Linux knowledge, then only you can deal with these all things. Like especially DevOps and cloud roles, you need to have Linux. Without Linux knowledge, it's impossible to work as these roles, to work in these roles. Okay, so that we are going to deal with here, and yeah, that's we are going to start from beginner level, and let's see, we'll reach to the advanced level. So the length. Let's talk about what will be the duration of all the videos that we I will be creating. So basically, these all will be in great depth, and if there are 12 lectures, it will be 12 hours plus. And adding this also, it will be around 20 to 25 hours of lecture. So it will take around 20 days for me to cover every concept. And see, what you will see is generally, many people, they will just post the video like this, learn the next in 3 hours. You might have seen this on YouTube, learn Linux in 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours. So I don't understand that. How is it possible for anyone? Linux is such a complex operating system, and how can anyone teach and how can anyone learn in just 3, 4 hours? It's not possible. Maybe they can learn. You can learn just the basic commands, or basics of file management, and just an overview you will get. But in order to understand in depth, you need to invest some time. So yeah, that's and here we are investing like how much? 20 plus hours, 25, or even it may go to 30 hours. Every chapter will be 1, 2 hours of long. Okay. So yes. And after study Linux from here, you will not need to go anywhere. So that I can guarantee. So okay, I will start from posting every video in the playlist one by one with the serial number. So I will start with the introduction tomorrow. You can check it in the playlist. So yeah, that was all about it. So I just thought that maybe instead of just starting from introduction, basic should have a roadmap in mind that what all things we are going to cover and how much time is it going to take and what all things we are going to learn. So yeah, this is about it, and this is Linux with advanced accessibility. Okay, so I think I'm done and I can end the meeting now. Okay, thank you guys. And if you like the idea, so please just comment. It will mean a lot. If you like my teaching style, please comment, post your comments. Even if you don't like and want some improvement, then you can just post it in the comment section so that I can work on it. Okay? Huh. Thank you so much.